Hello.
And
Welcome
to
Bastards. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome, people, to episode 448. I'm guessing that is the episode, and I'm sticking to it. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by
Becky Foster. Hello, everyone.
And
guys, what a fucking day! Can I just say what a fucking day that we
Go
have
on.
today?
Yes.
So I'm making tea. Ian Loring, hi. I'm making tea, and I just get a notification from Chris Burns. It's just like at Ian Loring. It's like, that's weird. I'll check that up in a second. And then I get another text from Sean Uioka, I believe that's his name, who, and forgive me if it's not Sean, I think he listens, saying, has someone checked on Ian Loring? And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What's happening? After months of me atting Arrow whenever they did their monthly release tweets, saying, where's Blowout 4K? It's going to be Blowout 4K month. What the fuck's happened?
Is it?
Criterion are releasing Blowout in 4K.
Oh, fucking hell.
Have you not seen this?
No?
Oh, okay.
I've not been on social media today.
Sorry, I'm getting really excited about it on Twitter.
I've actually not been on social media today.
Oh.
I'm so happy for you. Genuinely.
It's just like it made me laugh so much that somebody was at, like, Sean was like, has someone checked on Ian Loring? I mean, no new features, but it's Blowout in Dolby Vision. Fucking hell, that's gonna look good. Comes out the 6th of September. I am in the US from the 20th of September. I very much plan on the 21st of September to drive to a Best Buy and fucking get Blowout.
Is your 4K player multi-region?
Yeah.
Cool.
So you 4K discs are region 3 anyway, but the accompanying Blu-ray with the features is region A. So
yeah, you've got the Blu-ray for it anyway, haven't you?
Actually, oh fuck, I do. I could just switch out. Anyway, I'll buy it any regardless. So what a fucking day! Just what we did it.
That is good news.
Very good news.
Yes.
It's gonna look so fucking good. I can't wait.
That fucking ending. Is it? Oh, can you imagine if that was in Atmos though as well?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's uncompressed DTS 2.0, so you know I'll deal. But DTS HD, I should say 2.0. But fucking hell, it's gonna look good. Also, we are less than 2 months away from Mark buying a 4K player.
Well, actually, I'm going to buy one beforehand.
Yeah.
And I've decided that I am going to build a curated collection of 4K discs. So I have I have 4Ks that I have on iTunes, and I have been away from physical media for a number of years now. But I'm going back into the physical media game. Thanks to Mr. Loring. And his generosity of buying me the First Blood set, which I am really fucking excited for. But yeah, I'm going to get a 4K player beforehand so I can get a couple of discs in and see where that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
I know.
I just what you need to do, you need to get at least a couple of Christopher Nolans on 4K so you can get the IMAX framings.
Yes, so I think I might get I think I'll get Interstellar.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna build up like a list of films that are available on 4K that are worth me having on 4K, like a physical disc. just for the sheer nuts lookingness of them.
Mm.
Because as you said, 40, and then I actually I've never watched a 4K disc, and 4K does look better than full HD. But
It
as
does.
you said, 40, the discs take it that extra level up rather than the streaming, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And you know, I mean, hey, we're all getting older, and you know, at some point the Grim Reaper's going to come for us. So I think we all need to embrace the comforts while we're still alive.
Exactly, that's it. You know, don't have that many hobbies that are that expensive, do you, Rebecca?
No?
What? You said that was a bit of.
You do like a bit of vinyl, don't you?
Vinyl's not that expensive, is it?
No.
Sorry. The way she said no there, I question how sincere that was.
I've only spent
Here we go.
£45 this month on vinyl.
Yes, this month.
Well, I didn't spend any of the month before.
Oh, well done.
So fuck you.
Oh, dear.
What else has been happening in the? Well, I actually say
We haven't even done the intro
what
yet.
we'll
I
cover on the
completely,
show.
I derailed shit. Sorry.
It's okay. It's a Mark show.
Yeah,
What
people
a-
expect chaos.
What a time to be alive, guys. What a fucking day. We did it. We did it.
So yes, what we've got coming up on the show today. Well, we have is this the final one in this series of Jurassic films? Jurassic World Dominion?
Who fucking knows?
Everybody's contracts are up, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. So in phase 2 of the Jurassic era, Jurassic World era, don't know what it'll be next time. Jurassic in space.
Yeah, Jurassic Galaxy.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we have the final one of the Jurassic World films, Jurassic World Dominion. Myself and Ian are going to chat Adam Sandler Netflix film Hustle. And yeah, we've also got some what we've been watching, some questions hopefully, and a couple of trailers I think have come out. And then yeah, a fucking good show is what we've got. We are a Pod Syndicate podcast. There's other Pod Syndicate podcasts like Chin Stroker versus Punter, Rewatch Project, This Don't Hurt Movie, Iron Sequel, Enter Landfill, and of such. So go out and listen to those because they're great, and so are we. So listen to us as well. And what else is there? Patreon. We've just recorded our penultimate Baz Luhrmann film for The Great Bastards marathon. Yeah, so that was fun. That was Australia. It feels weird that we leaped through these like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And we're on to the final episode next week, and then we've got to work out what we're doing after that.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that, have we?
No, and I have an idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you move this idea last week?
Did I?
Is it your Cameron one?
No, that's for later on in the year.
Yeah, that's closer to Avatar.
Okay.
Yeah,
Avatar.
That I'll discuss off air.
Oh.
It involves poles and things like that.
That sounds
Not
terrible.
like dancing poles.
Okay.
I mean, it could do. But yeah, so we'll update you on that. But yeah, $2 a month, or £2 a month actually. I keep saying $2, but it's
It is
£2.
$2.
Is it? $2 a
Yeah.
month. I was right the first
It's
time.
even
Just go on Main
cheaper.
Street. Yeah,
It's-
and you get us. And Ian, how did your poll go?
Fuck it, it was a tie.
Oh,
no.
all right.
So I don't know what to do here.
What's it between?
The box office show and the physical media show.
Well, right. I'm going to say that. Could you just mould the two of them?
Oh, don't say
Just
that.
do a box office section in the physical media one.
It's just
Because the good thing is physical media. We could do like a special when I get my 4K player and Mark's first 4K experience and things like that.
Oh, fuck. I mean, that would be good though.
Yeah.
Ah.
Who'd have thought there, Ian? What's been happening in the news?
I'll get back to everyone. What's been happening in the movie news? Right, okay, let's get fucking hyped. Ryan Gosling is Ken in Barbie. We already knew that. The photos come out today, and it looks fucking spectacular. Now, the fact that Simu Liu's agent said to him that this was like basically one of the best scripts they had ever read, I don't like. What is Barbie gonna be like?
I still predict it's either going to be spectacularly fun or an absolute fucking piece of shit that is going to have certain elements of film Twitter twisting themselves in knots trying to not go, this is shit.
I don't know. I kind of think it's going to be a banger.
I think it's going to be a lot of. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Just as long as they aren't trying to, as long as they go for, look, let's just make this fun, but have the message be there, rather than go, right, let's have a message be there, but let's try and hide it behind all of this fun.
Yeah.
And the fact that it comes out the same day as Oppenheimer, what a fucking day.
I could just see that getting moved though.
I don't know, because I mean, outside of people who follow films, they are catering to two very different audiences.
Yeah.
I could see it, and if they do, I'm fucking taking the day off work. I'm gonna go to a big IMAX for Oppenheimer, and then I'm gonna go see Barbie pissed.
Yeah, that's a fair enough one. Yeah, there's it looks like it could be something. I don't think anyone knows quite what yet, but it's definitely going to be something.
I mean, we need some sort of teaser trailer just to give a fucking idea of what it is. But I mean, it's written by Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig, for fuck's sake. Like, what is this film?
You see, that's the bit that really fucking worries me.
That's a fair point. It just I've got all the trust in the world for Greta Gerwig, and Baumbach's got his new film coming out in over the awards season, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's based on a fucking fantastic novel, White Noise, which is a great bit of work. And yeah, just fucking, I know I've been saying it for weeks and weeks, but man, movies are back, and like they're fucking just slapping us about the face with their big old cock at the moment. Like it is wonderful.
There is some BDE in the movie universe at the moment.
Oh fuck! Do you know what I forgot to say in the Australia thing? So non-patrons, you're getting this for free.
Go on.
Hugh Jackman, he was SBD in that.
He was. Yeah, he was indeed.
Sometimes be dripping.
Yeah, he was. There was literally a point where he was bringing the drip. There was a point where you're watching it going, right, fair enough.
Yeah.
You have that lingering long shot of him pouring water over himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you could tell everybody wanted. There was a single person in a cinema when that screened at all who wasn't going, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how The Great Gatsby ranks on the B dripping scale.
Yeah. I think there's some drippy Edgerton in that.
I think there might, yeah. There's some drippiness somewhere.
Yeah, there's definitely some dripping.
Yeah.
Yes. So, right. So we've had Barbie. What else is in the news?
I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. I don't know. The 4 film posters came out, and one of them's a couple of dirty motherfucking goats. That was cool. Love me some dirty goats.
the Thor thing, I am genuinely starting to get a little bit worried. Like, the more I see about I kind of want to stop seeing anything about it now, because the more I see, with exception possibly of the goats, the more I see, the more I'm thinking, oh, I'm not looking forward to this.
Yeah.
So I think what I might do for Thor, so I've got a work summer party the day it comes out. And Donna, like, I've followed Donna's "don't fucking come home when you're on a works party" instruction. So I'm following that to the letter. So my plan, this is connecting. I'm going to get out of work probably about 3:30. I'm staying in the Hilton in Cardiff because I got a fucking steal on an offer for it. I'm going to go in their pool. I'm going to go in their sauna. And then I'm going to start drinking. I'm going to be at this party for about 4.5 hours. And then I think I'm going to rock up to a 10 to 11 at night showing of Thor Love and Thunder. Fucking annihilated.
So part of me is going, I envision now you having to go back again the next day hungover because you fall asleep.
To be honest, I think that is probably what is going to happen. Either that or I just won't go. I'll go out, have about 5 hours sleep, then go catch a morning showing. I think that could happen as well.
It's not even that far away, is it?
It's 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. Fucking hell. I mean, it comes out this weekend, doesn't it, in the US?
No.
Next weekend, sorry.
No, 8th of July everywhere.
I read a premiere's 23rd, yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, Taika Waititi's all over the fucking place because he's one of the voices in Lightyear as well. And it is, man. I think we said it before. We might even have said it last week. But when that guy has a fall in pop culture, it is gonna be fucking nasty.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, you're just waiting for that shoe to drop.
Yeah.
But it's got dirty motherfucking goats, and it's got Russell Crowe as Fat Zeus.
You see, that's it. And I have a feeling that Gore the God Butcher could be a low-key great villain.
Yeah.
Because in a movie where everybody, it seems like they're trying to be funny, just the thought of Bale almost working with Taika Waititi is just amusing.
Different energies, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It just feels a little bit like he's been intentionally cast because Waititi knows that he's going to play it very serious, whereas the rest of the movie is not going to be serious.
Yep. Quite. And yeah, we'll see. It's a few weeks back. I think we're all relatively ambivalent on the MCU at the moment, and I think this is going to be it's going to be an interesting one. And especially when at the moment, like, a lot of the headlines are like Top Gun Maverick is now like the highest grossing film of the year, beating Doctor Strange, and it looks like in the US, and it looks like it's going to fucking really pull down Doctor Strange's pants. It just, like, it feels like it's still got legs to run. Like, my IMAX is putting it back on weekend, the Saturday and Sunday morning. Like, because there's demand there. I mean, it's crazy. The IMAX this weekend, it's Top Gun, Lightyear, and Jurassic World. They're like, there's not. I don't know. It's. I'm sorry. I'm rambling a little bit here, but it's interesting because you've got like really big films about, but good luck to you, Leo Grande, that new Emma Thompson film. It's got a limitless screening tomorrow. I think it had an unlimited screening last night. Comes out on Friday. It's not playing my Cineworld or Odeon.
Oh.
And it's like, this is a film with Emma Thompson in it, which has got a theatrical window and isn't playing, but what is playing the Odeon this weekend? And I know the thing is, I know I've been critical of people saying it's only big films, blah blah blah, but this one does feel like a weird one where it's not some sort of like darling indie that would probably make fuck all. It kind of feels like this film would make money. But all that's playing in my Odeon on Saturday is Lightyear, Jurassic World Dominion, Top Gun Maverick, Doctor Strange, The Bad Guys as like an early morning showing, Sonic Hedgehog 2 as an early morning showing, Virata Parvam, Clifford the Big Red Dog as a morning showing, and The Black Phone having one preview screening. So in terms of like films that are playing all day, Lightyear, Jurassic World, Top Gun Maverick, Doctor Strange. And I feel like Doctor Strange is on Disney Plus next Wednesday. Does that still need to be playing? I mean, I suppose the question is, would it make more money than the Emma Thompson film this weekend? Maybe, but
people would go and see that Emma Thompson movie.
They would. And that's the thing. I think they would, but I don't know. I'm kind of hoping this is a one-off because it's the summer.
Yeah, I think it could be. I was surprised that Emma Thompson movie was coming out this week. I thought it would come out in like September.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm actually quite intrigued by it. I don't mind watching it, but I'm also surprised it's getting a full cinematic release and not like a day and date release.
But it's one of those films where it kind of feels like it definitely would have been playing everywhere 5 years ago. I don't know. It feels like how is it not playing cinemas? It's the change. It's the changing times, you know, and it's absolutely. I realize I'm being a bit of a hypocrite here, but it's odd that even like the Cineworld, which is 15 screens, doesn't have one screen for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. Like I kind of understand if it was like a cinema that even had less than 10 screens, 9 screens. You got 3 for Lightyear, 3 for Jurassic World, 3 for Top Gun Maverick. I think I'd understand that, but 15 screens. I think the Odeon's 12 screens, and there's not one free for that film. I don't know. It feels odd.
I mean, weirdly, it's playing our new local cinema, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's playing our local cinema, which we'll talk about later on.
Yes.
We'll talk about that cinema later on.
But I mean, it's even. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I mean, it's even like in the Cineworld, Men is still playing. Everything Everywhere All at Once is still playing. Only 2 shows a day for each of them. But would they actually be making more money than that Good Luck to You, Leo Grande film now?
Well, this weekend at our local cinema in Hull, which I believe is an 11 screen, but even in New York, which is a 12 screen, this weekend it has The Black Phone, Lightyear, a morning screening of Sonic, Jurassic World Dominion, Top Gun Maverick, and 1 screening of Doctor Strange.
It's odd, isn't it? It's odd.
Yeah. And Top Gun Maverick is not on the IMAX, it's Jurassic World, but it's on the Screen X. But then Lightyear is on the IMAX.
Yeah.
As well.
Like you guys say, if that film was just held till September, then it would be like, yeah, all right, did this make sense? But even Cha Cha Real Smooth, which is on Apple TV on Friday, The Showcase here is showing it.
Yeah, Showcase have got in with the Apple and Netflix ones, haven't they?
Yeah, no, but then they're not. But then they're not showing Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. I don't. It's odd, very odd. But hey, I'm a hypocrite.
Ian, trailers.
Persuasion.
Yep.
So, a couple of things. I saw someone comment, kind of like the Ben Affleck with The Last Duel, they can't buy.
I have a comment that is very similar to the Ben Affleck one of The Last Duel, so let's see how similar it is to this.
Okay, so this is I read this on Reddit, but you can't take this film seriously because Dakota Johnson looks like she knows what email is.
Yeah, see, mine was different. Mine was, you can't take this seriously because Dakota Johnson looks like she knows what a Hitachi wand is.
Yeah.
A Hitachi wand?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's
I'd say Google it, but don't, because if your Google account is linked to anyone what is it, you'll get a lot of messages.
It would have been a more accessible comment if you just said rabbit or something.
No,
right.
It's not 2004.
Yeah, but
Right. I mean, the thing is, I'm very, very in the tank for Dakota Johnson. She's something, and she's only increasingly becoming something more.
Yes.
And so this film looks horny, and I'm very, very up for that. I'm just absolutely, this film, between her and Henry Golding, kind of feels like an Ian Thirst trap. But also, it is very funny that there is literally a title card in this trailer that says, from the author of Emma and Pride and Prejudice. It's Jane Austen, for fuck's sake. Like, I don't know, that just feels really weird. But yeah, I'm very, very up for this film.
I am up for it because I want to see Dakota Johnson in a Jane Austen adaptation, just because I think it'd be funny. Because, like you said, Ian, Dakota Johnson has something. Yep. There's something there in her screen presence that is something. That is a lot of fun.
Do you know what I think it is? And I think it kind of ties into Rebecca Hall in The Night House. There's just a bit of a passy Aggie vibe to her. And I think, I think that Ellen situation where, I think that vibe.
Where basically Dakota Johnson ended Ellen's career, she's just been having that slow death ever since.
She just takes zero shit, does she?
She very much seems like she very much gives off the energy of somebody who could quite easily just walk away from all of this and her life wouldn't be any different.
No.
Just very, very here for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It looks fun as well. In all seriousness, it looks like it will be a good couple of hours. So yeah.
The interaction she has with her sister of so where are your children? I don't know.
How would I know?
Just feels quite fun. Yeah. I'm actually I'm quite looking forward to that actually.
I just don't like Jane Austen shit.
I really
I like fucking Pride and Prejudice.
I was very pleasantly surprised by Emma the year before last. I had a good time with that film, and I only watched it because it got nominated for Oscars. But I was glad I did. And I don't know. I'm up for it, and Dakota Johnson kind of feeling like she's been teleported from the 21st century into that film is something that I think I'm just all right with.
Yeah. What else have we got trailers for this week? I feel like there's not been an awful lot this week.
No, I don't think there's been that many heavy hitters, to be honest.
Oh, we did the Black Adam trailer, which we didn't do last week, did we?
Let's catch
I
up with
haven't
that.
watched
Have you not watched it?
No.
No. Sorry, I did the Black Adam trailer. It just... There's nothing there at all. It's just... It's basically, if you were to say to everybody, right, Black Adam trailer, visualise it now, and you were to catch people's visualisations of it, and then put it on screen, that's what it would be. But I don't mean that in a positive way. It's every single shot of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson feels like it was focus grouped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd go away a bit.
I do as well. Did anyone? I know I sent it to our little group chat. I know you'll have seen it, but did everyone see the John Cena thing?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a severely autistic child who has Down syndrome in the Ukraine, who managed to. The only way that his mother could get him to essentially leave, because they were fleeing, quite frankly, was she said that they were going to Amsterdam to see John Cena, because he's a huge John Cena fan.
Right.
This somehow got to John Cena, so fucking John Cena went to Amsterdam.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and just met this kid and what is it? And the thing is, I'm not saying that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wouldn't do that, right? But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would turn up in a fucking helicopter, would drop down, would give the kids some fucking tequila, and then, as like cameras came across, he'd literally push the kid out of the way and go, "Ever since I was a young boy, I've always wanted to save a refugee." You didn't save him. "I've always wanted to save a refugee with my tequila." And it feels like it would be like that.
Yeah.
He there was this games event last week, Summer Games Fest, and he did a bit in that, and it was like they were trailering it. They're like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's like on this show, and it was almost as if they paid for him on Cameo. It was this him filming himself on his phone, shirt off, just in his gym, going like, that people call me by many names, blah blah blah, world's sexiest man. I'm here. I'm in my iron paradise, having a Zao energy drink, and he just holds up his brand energy drink, and he's like, and I'm here to tell you about Black Adam, and I'm in Fortnite now, and that's cool. And it was so weird, and he was just like, at the end he was like, enjoy your gaming, and it was so weird. And it's like, I saw somebody tweeting after saying like, this was not on his press day, they just pounced this on him and was just like, you've got to do this, we've already said that we would, you have to do it. Okay, I'll just get my phone and do it in the middle of a fucking workout. And it just, that guy, and then he's just pimping his energy drink, literally held it up to the camera twice, even though it was supposed to be a fucking like a spot for the Black Adam trailer. I don't get it. I mean, like, we've been talking in the boy chat about Tom Cruise, and I don't want to say anything cancelable at the moment, but that guy, people are like, Scientology's dodgy, blah 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 blah. Cool. He's not going out there talking about how Scientology's changed his life, or at least he's not now. He's learnt his fucking lesson to keep his mouth shut about shit like that, and just, I love movies, I want to entertain people, and I'm gonna entertain people. And I respect that people love watching me in films. And I love that people love watching me in films, but I'm also not going, here's my religion, here's my new soft drink, here's my fucking nightclub I just opened.
And he very much, when he's not got a movie to do, he fucks off.
He fucks off. And it's classy. The Rock, there's no class about it. It constantly feels like he's here so he can sell you the next thing.
Yeah, I've also, right, so here's a question then. And just a genuine question to both of you, right? Do you think that at any point this year, The Rock has gone to the cinema? Like, has actually just gone to the cinema?
No, he'll have a cinema room and he'll get sent stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he remembers when he was a boy and he went to the cinema, yeah.
But
Go on.
Tom Cruise, I have a feeling, has gone to the cinema because he talks about the fact that he does like going to the cinema and goes to the cinema quite often.
Yeah.
And you get a feeling like that. Like, Tom Cruise loves movies. And I don't deny that Dwayne The Rock Johnson loves movies. But I think he loves the spectacle around. I think he loves the movie business rather than the movies, which is fine. But it's just everything's starting to feel a little bit empty.
The thing is, to be fair, he has been burned. Like, Southland Tales fucked him up. Like, in terms of what he thought he needed to do. And he was in the wilderness for a bit, and it's like he listened to his agent and he did a bunch of Disney films, but like very much for kids Disney films instead of like the family audience Disney films. And that fucked him up. And then he gets Fast Five and it all changes. But then it's... I don't know why you'd want to emulate yourself on The Rock at this point. Because, he's fucking huge and he shills his shit. And he's hustling and he's making as much money as he can, and there's a part of me that respects that, but there's also a part of me that's like, yeah, but have some fucking sincerity.
There's an element where you go, maybe you don't need to advertise that. We'll move on though for trailers. The Munsters teaser has come out. I'm still slightly baffled by the fact that we're actually getting a Munsters movie. It's a PG and it's directed by Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
It feels again like the simulation went a bit wrong, and then somebody smacked it on the side, and the thing that came out on the other side was this.
It is a real weird one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it.
It feels like it's just going to be like straight to Peacock, and it probably won't even get a theatrical release over here,
Oh, I don't think it will. No. But there's just do you know what? Fair play, Rob, because you've been talking about this for about 15, 20 years, wanting to make this, and finally you've made it. And it doesn't look like it was that big a budget, but it looks like it was a big enough budget that he could do what he wanted to do with it. And I'm very interested to see what Rob Zombie can do with a PG.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in that than I am if it had been, he's doing the Monsters, but do you know what? He can do an R-rated version of it.
Yeah. Having to work within the parameters of a PG.
Yeah, seeing what Rob Zombie can do with PG comedy.
Yeah.
Could be quite interesting.
Look, if this comes out in October and it's just like a fun, spooky time, I don't know, good on him.
Which is, I think, what they're going for. I have a feeling it's going to be 92 minutes, a little bit ropey, but kind of fun, but ultimately just a bit crap.
But the Monsters was a bit crap.
Which I think is why he can get away with it. My Policeman.
I didn't watch this one.
Right, I'll tell you what happens in the trailer here. Harry Styles
Is it Harry Styles?
walks at one point in a pair of small shorts, and then he puts on a police uniform. He smiles at a man, and then just a load of names appear on the screen. That's
Cool.
basically it, isn't it, Lex?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a great trailer.
I mean, it is a teaser, but it didn't tease me that much.
Did not tickle your balls.
It did not, no. It feels a little bit like, this is the movie kind of that you were expecting Harry Styles to be in, not the interesting stuff he's done so far.
I've got to say, I'm so excited to watch Don't Worry Darling with an American audience and just hear a very vocal crowd get hot under the collar for Harry Styles. I think that's going to be very entertaining.
Oh god, yeah, you're
Very,
excited
very.
for it, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, have you got any more trailers? I haven't watched the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, simply because surely that movie came out 15 years ago.
It's weird how delayed that's been. No, the only other one I watched was the teaser for Matilda, the new musical. It doesn't look particularly cinematic from the teaser, but we'll see, I guess.
Should we review a film?
That was a bit low energy. Yes, please. Yeah.
Jurassic World Dominion is the third and possibly final installment of the Jurassic World series. We've had the Jurassic Park series. This is the Jurassic World series, I believe. It is Colin Trevorrow is back. Was he? Did he do the second one?
No, he did the first. He did the first one. He wrote the second one. Well, co-wrote the second one. He's back for the third one.
He's back for this third one. Yes. And who's he brought along with him? He's brought Chris Pratt. He's back. Bryce Dallas Howard's back. Who else is back though? Laura Dern's back. Jeff Goldblum's back again because he was back in the last one. I think. Sam Neill's back, and then you've got Mamadou Athie is there. BD Wong's back. Then Justice
Big
Smith
Dick Wong
is there. DeWanda Wise. Did I pronounce that anywhere near right?
Yeah.
Go on then. Fucking
I think so.
It's a fucking banner day for everyone today. Go on then. What happens? Well, dinosaurs. They're just in the motherfucking world.
Just living their lives.
Just living their lives in the world, and then what would you know? There's a shady organisation called Biosyn.
Biosyn, yeah.
Yeah, with a shady billionaire owner, CEO. Yeah, and they kidnap that girl, and at the same time, Blue's daughter as well, or son, or whatever sex that thing might be. Blue's gender-neutral spawn.
Well, she's a clone of the mother, so
Blue's?
guessing.
What? But
Blue's is she born an egg.
No, they said they can replicate themselves.
Yeah.
So they're saying in the same way that you're a clone of your mother, she's a clone of Blue.
what?
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they did.
What's his name said it, didn't he? BD Wong said that.
BD Wong said it.
Yeah.
So what? So like, Blue had an egg, but the egg was a genetic carbon copy of Blue.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So that's kind of what happens in Jurassic World Dominion. There's bits happen. We'll get spoilery. But first, Bex, Jurassic World Dominion. What do you think?
I just found it really underwhelming. I've been really looking forward to this as well, and I just, the Sam Neill, Laura Dern bit was a nice little kind of thing to have them back for what is hopefully the last one. But yeah, do you know what? It's the same as what I was saying about Australia. There's too many things going on that even though it's fucking long, you don't really kind of get involved in any of them. You don't really care enough about any of the things that are going on or any of the people.
Well, I'm going to say something later on when I give my thoughts that I think might be quite controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you say it now?
Because I'm building up the anticipation for our audience.
Okay. Yeah, I just we saw it earlier today.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you the storyline really. Apart from like the basics, the skeleton that you gave.
Because for a 2 hour like 25-minute movie, there's not an awful lot of story to it.
No.
Well, no, I mean the story is basically, hey, do you know what aren't problems? What? Dinosaurs. Do you know what are problems? What?
Genetically
Locusts.
modified locusts.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like you've got the dinosaurs being out in the world and causing havoc would have been enough of a story.
Mm.
They didn't have to add
But
this shit about the little girl.
Do you know why they didn't want to do that? Because they had to get it to the point of the end of the movie. They realised, shit, we can't just get rid of all the dinosaurs now. We have to get it to a point where we can all live with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I guess.
Ian, what did you think to Jurassic World
Yeah.
Dominion?
So, I'm going to build up a little bit here, do a little bit of what we've been watching. Because I watched Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So, the Trevorrow arc has been really interesting. Because Jurassic World basically kind of like fulfilled the dream of what if Jurassic Park, but it had like customers in it. And that film is really fucking dumb. I've never quite twigged how dumb that film is. But this time around, that film dumb. It dumb. I enjoy it, but it dumb. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is fucking mad.
Bonkers.
Like, cool, we're going to have a dinosaur auction, and then it's basically going to turn into a haunted house film from the director of The Orphanage, except the ghost is a dinosaur. Cool. Why not? So I quite like Fallen Kingdom, in all honesty. I think there's an eccentricity about that film, and I think there's a good bait and switch where you think it's going to be they're back to the island again, and then halfway through they're off the island.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go back and rewatch Fallen Kingdom, but I remember enjoying Fallen Kingdom because it becomes almost really fucking claustrophobic and almost like feels like it becomes quite small and quite enclosed for like the second half of it, which might be a little bit of false memory. It might be like the last half an hour or something like that, where it becomes this weird like gothic fucking really bleak film.
Yeah, it is. Maybe it is like the last half hour, 40 minutes, but it is. I think Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I think, is the second most interesting of all the films.
Yes.
So, Jurassic World Dominion, it's gone big. It's gone really, really big. It's basically as big as I think you could probably have one of these films be without, I don't know, putting rocket launchers on the dinosaurs or something. But it's also brought the dumb back.
Yeah.
And there's just too much going on.
Aren't they all a little bit dumb?
But the thing is, this is Jesus fucking Christ. If they had people watching the security cameras at Biosyn, none of this shit would be happening.
That is a good point. The whole wait a minute. So there's only points where there's security cameras here. In this hyper secret place, there's not 360-degree cameras everywhere where the whole thing is covered in cameras. Like, my shop's got 360 cameras where you can't go anywhere in it without being on camera. Surely this facility would have them.
Yeah. It just they're remote.
And I'm sorry, I'm going to go again, right? Ian, I'm guessing when you're in your office in your building, you have a key card that gets you into the building. Or do you, right? That key card, I am also guessing, will register that you're in the building, right?
Yeah. Yes, it does, actually. Yeah.
Now, again, those facilities, for that bracelet, we already know that they recognise that it's who it is. So surely that must flag that Ian Malcolm had let them into the, what is it?
Yeah.
Let them into that area.
I mean, because this is the weird thing. There is specifically, Ian Malcolm is like doing the little conversation with Laura Dern, gives her the thing. And then it goes, like pans up, and Campbell Scott is there looking down on them. And it's like, oh shit, he just saw that.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, actually he didn't. Because then when he calls Ian Malcolm and the other guy, it is like, well, what it felt like, okay, they're both busted, but then only one of them was busted. It's very, very confusing. And the other guy saying, you're not allowed to go in that direction. That direction has secret shit in it. Which you can't go there.
Very much gives away the fact that he's in on it.
It was ridiculous. Because as soon as that happened, I thought, well, hang on a second. That's some fucking weird dialogue. And then, shit, he's in on it.
I fucking love that guy as well.
He was good.
Again, that guy's got a fucking great energy on screen.
Yeah.
Same as Justice Smith. He's another one who's got a fucking great energy on screen.
Which one's that?
And he's the one who's with her at the start, and then he starts working for the CIA.
Yeah.
And again, like, what I fucking love that as well. It's like, oh, the CIA just scooped up random employees from Jurassic World, because there's like he's like flicking through faces, and one of them is just like one of the park operators who was with Jake Johnson in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? She's been recruited by the CIA.
If we're going through stupid underwritten moments in this movie very quickly, can I have one that really fucking bothered me?
Go on.
Like, really bothered me. The shady fucking black market dinosaur dealer Santos basically just shining a laser pen on people, and that made the whatever it was she had fucking chase them. They could have done anything. Or it emits a pheromone scent.
Yeah.
That attaches to people.
What? The laser allows them to what? Fucking track them? No,
Yeah.
It wouldn't. It's gone once it's gone.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's because it literally is like
really
it's like Colin
point.
Trevorrow was watching some kind of like that fucking 13 Hours, that Michael Bay movie, and went, did you know they fucking laser tag shit before they bomb it? And it's like, right, it's not as simple as that. That is. There's a lot of difference, and it's like we can use this. She's got a laser pen that she subtly uses, and it's attached to like a bracelet on her wrist, and she just fires a laser at them, and these fucking things just go, I've got to go and kill that thing.
Yeah.
So the thing is, right, it is very, very, very stupid, but it kind of feels like some of the word that's come out of this is like Colin Trevorrow raped people's mums.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it has been overblown. It is a dumb blockbuster, but I thought Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum barely missed a beat. I thought their energy was absolutely apropos of the first one. I thought at times there was decent action. For as dumb as the raptors chasing them stuff is, I thought that was actually those action sequences were handled pretty well. I thought they were well shot. Like everything made sense, which is damning with faint praise, but sometimes that is difficult in action films. And it was too long and it was overstuffed, but I'm not going to say it's shit, but I think the only reason why I'm saying I'm not going to say it's shit is because I'm kind of just in the tank for these films. But I will say, there have been people saying this is one of the worst blockbusters I've ever seen. I am
Come on.
very, very, very far from there.
Yeah,
it's not great, but it's not that.
It's nowhere that at all. I'm in agreement. I think you're in agreement there, aren't you, Bex? It's not great, but it's nowhere near that bad.
No.
I do have a controversial opinion there.
Can I just say one thing then before you get into your controversial opinion?
Yeah.
The fucking dipping down and crouching down and putting your fucking hand out to calm down dinosaurs really annoyed me through this film.
Is part of that because you just don't like Chris Pratt, though?
No, because I dislike Bryce Dallas Howard way more than I dislike Chris Pratt.
I think
it's not
part
that,
of that
but it's done too many times.
In these films, it's been established that he does that with the raptors that he's trained.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, apparently, it works with all sorts of fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, so when he was doing it with Blue, I was like, oh, fine, yeah, she's trained to recognise that.
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck? No one else is.
They're doing that with there's that one bit with Omar Sy as well, where they're both doing it. And it's like, but those raptors, they would just eat them.
They would bite the hand off.
Yeah.
Like, what they should have done, just to acknowledge how stupid it was, is just have a bad guy at one point do that, and then the dinosaur just fucking eat them.
And then when the little girl does it, at the end, and shouts at... Yeah, and then shouts at her, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? She's like a badass dinosaur trainer now, is she?
Yeah.
She's not. She's a child.
Who's clearly been around that dinosaur for most of it.
It's not Blue, though, is it?
No, but it's a direct copy of her.
It annoyed me.
Alright.
Even Sam Neill doing it annoyed me less than that girl shouting at the dinosaur.
I think that the worst bit about this movie...
Oh, is this the controversial opinion? Okay.
The worst bit about this movie and what makes it overlong, confused, and frankly boring at places is the reintroduction of Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern. Feels shoehorned in like a motherfucker, and it makes you care less about the rest of the cast because it's like, we had to bring these guys back to make this more interesting, but still, here's their story as well. What?
Right, Mark, I would like to counter with go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Now, this is the thing.
Boring.
I don't...
The thing...
I 180 degrees
will disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people will, but I don't need to see Jeff Goldblum essentially phoning it in for a paycheck anymore.
Yeah, well, all right.
Minimal effort.
Related to your, is that because you just don't like Chris Pratt question? No, you don't like Jeff Goldblum?
I just think that that is minimum application Jeff Goldblum.
But he's not one of the main story pushing characters.
He's not in it. He's in basically one scene until the last 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But the last 40 minutes is like a third of the movie.
But he's not central to that last 40 minutes, really, is he?
He's
like
he's
part of an ensemble.
Yeah, but their little fucking side mission did nothing for me.
Well, that wasn't the side mission. That was the main crux of it. And Chris fucking Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, their boring fucking side story of trying to get their bunny ears daughter back was the side mission.
This is the thing, like the Bryce Dallas Howard, like parachuting into the fucking like forest, and then that bit, you could fuck that bit right off.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt and DeWanda Wise on the ice with the. I did like the "he's a real asshole" line. But apart from that scene can fuck off as well.
The fact, actually, I'm talking myself more into not liking this movie because even that fucking what's her name, DeWanda Wise there, her just fuck it, I'll take you and destroy my livelihood probably and everything like that because maybe I should have done something about that.
No, but
Fuck off.
I think that's fairly believable though, because like if she's been working for this shady company and transporting dinosaurs, which let's be honest aren't real, like it's going to be a difficult thing to accept them as part of like the ecosystem when they are genetically engineered. So you can kind of trick yourself into thinking, well, they're not real animals, they're just like science experiments. Yes, I will take them back. When you see them actually like kidnapping children, it's probably made her have a bit of a change of heart.
Fine, but didn't she seem a little bit cartoony?
Yeah. She did. But she was one of the more human fucking feeling characters in it.
I didn't need a collection of essentially moments designed to provoke the DiCaprio pointing at screen meme.
Yeah, and there was a lot of that, don't get me wrong.
was
But
so
the Sam Neill
much.
and Laura Dern side was so much more
Laura
interesting.
Dern's introduction to the film is her doing another looking out over something and taking off her glasses thing.
Right.
It was
She
just,
does it really fucking well.
It was just, come on.
The thing is, there are at times Ghostbusters Afterlife levels of DiCaprio pointing at screen meme.
Yeah.
With this, but I'll be honest, I'm talking myself into liking it less as well. But I'm in the tank. The thing is, I'm in the tank for that, but I'm also going to say I know what Trevorrow's doing, and it's lazy.
That's it.
Oh, absolutely,
But
yeah.
the whole thing's fucking lazy.
The Jurassic World bit of this franchise hasn't been anywhere near as popular as the Jurassic Park segments were. Let's be honest, it's all hanging off one really fucking good movie. The rest of them are a bit ropey. But looking at it and going, shit, people don't really like this whole Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard thing that we're trying to hinge our entire movie on. Who did they like? Right, fuck it, let's bring them back.
Do you think it was an accident, though? The whole thing.
But like Laura Dern just turned up on set one day and looked out over a thing.
No, the whole thing was an accident because they didn't expect it to make as much money as it did. Jurassic World.
Sorry, that's really got me. I'm sorry. That was very quick, Bex.
You're a dick.
What do you mean, babe? Sorry.
Sorry.
There was no plan to make other movies.
Well, it shouldn't have. Jurassic World's not very good.
But it made a shit ton of money, and that's what I mean. They never expect it to make anywhere near what it made. I mean, I am right in thinking that Jurassic World broke fucking records for opening weekend.
A long
way.
For a short time, it was the highest opening weekend in the US. It was the highest grossing film in the US of 2015.
Yeah,
it's such a bad way of
500
judging.
million in its first weekend. This is like that.
It is a bad way of judging, but I get what Mark's saying though, that they this franchise, this Jurassic World franchise being this big, is almost like they stumbled upon it.
Yeah. But what I was going to say was that it's a really bad way for filmmakers to judge the success of a movie, because people don't know that the movie's shit until they've already paid their money. You can't get a refund because the movie's shit.
It's the Roger Corman effect, though.
But it's like word of mouth and the multiplier, though. That's the thing. It's like if you look at Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, that film has done only just over 2 times its opening weekend in the US. Top Gun: Maverick is potentially gonna if it could potentially do 4 times.
Yeah.
And that's after a big opening weekend as well. So that's the thing. It's like that's the indicator of how well a film is actually doing, is how well it multiplies. Now, Dominion is probably going to have a massive drop off next week. And I think the overall gross will be underwhelming compared to how it opened, and that is going to be the thing that makes Universal think, all right, we kind of got out just by the skin of our teeth with this one. We're going to give it a few years and course correct, get a new creative team in.
So that was my next question. Do we all think that we're going to have another Jurassic?
I think they need to just let it die, to be honest. It's every Jurassic Park is a fantastic movie, undeniably. And every sequel just waters down its legacy.
There's a really interesting, like, fucking horror movie to be made after this. They won't make it.
No.
But there would be a really interesting fucking Predator-style fucking horror movie to be made out of this, where you could have it where somebody has to go in to get something out of that
Island.
That compound.
Yeah. That's the other trailer we watched that we didn't talk about.
What?
Prey.
Oh yeah, that's fucking interesting. That. Well, I'm touching cloth on it now. On Jurassic World Dominion.
I feel like I've said enough negative things that I need to be touching cloth on it as well. And I was before mild, definitely not shit, but yeah.
Bex.
Yeah, I am, but I always was.
Touching cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian's right. It's nowhere near as bad as people would like you to think it is.
No.
But it's also nowhere near as good as the movie would like to have been.
The thing is, so we'd booked tickets to see it, Donna, Lots, me, and some friends of ours and their 2 kids. And then Lottie had a massive fucking meltdown while I was rewatching Jurassic World. She is not a film fan, and anything that's got even the mildest hint of threat, she cannot deal with. So I cancelled their ticket. So we went out for dinner with our friends, and then Donna and Lottie went to the pool, and I just went to see Jurassic World Dominion with our friends. And like they were surprised, and I was just like, "It's me. What do you mean?" And of course, I'm not cancelling the cinema ticket. And they were like, "Yeah, all right, fair enough." Their lads, one of them is like just like a massive fan of dinosaurs, like the classical stereotypical kid who likes dinosaurs. And he wasn't sat near me, and I kind of wish he was, because apparently all the way through, all he was doing was saying to his mum, "That's a Blursaurus. That's a Blursaurus." You know, and apparently she was getting quite annoyed with him, and I would have just been like, that would have just hyped me up more.
Yeah, if I'd had a kid next to me saying that, just tapping me and going, "That's a," I point out each of the dinosaurs, I'd have been like, "I'm alright with this."
But these are made up, like not real dinosaurs in this, though, aren't they?
No.
Like, the names in this are stupid.
I think the only one that's not real is the Gigasaurus.
Like the Giganticosaurus or whatever the fuck they call
Yeah.
it. That's what it's called. The really massivosaurus. It's just it's like they've come up with like the stupidest names they could.
But do you not believe that if people
were
were genetically modifying dinosaurs, they wouldn't come up with stupid names for them?
No.
You'd have one that would be called Steve because they thought it'd be funny.
Dino McDino Face
Yeah.
or something like that, you know. Yeah. I will say as well, I swear to God, Sam Neill at 3 separate times about 3 separate dinosaurs said it's the largest carnivore that's ever walked the earth.
Yeah. There's a lot of violence towards dinosaurs in that movie as well. They're just wandering around doing dinosaur things. They're not the bad guys.
No. I'm glad that the T-Rex managed to beat the Giganticosaurus though.
T-Rex is always going to win.
I was rooting for him.
Wins in Jurassic World as well.
Yeah.
Wins in Fallen Kingdom. Trying to think now. What do they?
Is he Kong?
I can't remember.
Like a bad guy, good guy. Like bad guy because he's dangerous, but good guy like in his heart.
And Godzilla,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's got little arms.
Yeah.
And he's a bit thick.
Like Jordan Pickford.
Because he's even the good guy in Jurassic Park, because the raptors are the dickheads there, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's...
And those fan-headed men.
Yeah.
Yeah. They eat that fat guy.
And what's his name?
Campbell Scott. I did Campbell Scott just basically doing, hey, what if you mix Tim Cook and Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
Like, that's all that character was. Again, lazy. God, I'm talking myself down even more.
Right, well, our
I had a
audience
couple
poll
of people-
was definitely not shit 14%, touching Glotter 1% and shit 14% next poll.
Okay, sorry. Shit, it's 8:20. Yeah, all right.
No, I'm not
No,
rushing.
I think he was worried you were
want to
talking
destroy it
yourself
for you.
further
What?
I don't want to be the reason why you hate the Jurassic Park movies.
What?
Because you're talking yourself down the more we talk.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. I mean, it's it's a very silly film, and I gotta say, the prospect of watching it again does somewhat fill me with dread.
You see, I probably will watch it again.
I would like to do a full rewatch of all of them.
Yeah, I could do that.
Alright, deal.
When it comes out on.
No.
Yeah, we're not doing it now, am I?
Yeah. Not literally right now.
Straight up, right? The thing is, The Lost World, I mean, Jurassic Park fucking rules. The Lost World is interesting. Jurassic Park 3 is short, and it just like full of action. Jurassic World is dumb, but does the whole, hey, what if a whole park had to deal with, like, loads of people in the park had to deal with this shit. And Fallen Kingdom is the guy who directed The Orphanage directing the Jurassic Park film, and it's what you think it would be. So there are positives dotted around in these films, but Dominion is, oh God, is it the worst one? Is it the worst one? And there I was on Twitter saying, nah, it's alright, and people atting me saying, you're an idiot. Am I an idiot?
No, I don't
Something
think
to
it's
ponder.
not. It's not that bad. There are much worse blockbusters than it, but it might be the
I-
worst Jurassic
yeah.
Park film.
Yeah, I mean, that's it though, isn't it? And it's just like, my word, have we had a fucking buffet of good shit over the last few months. So it does call itself out more. Anyway, something to ponder. Is Ian an idiot?
I mean, it's better than the usual one we ponder of, is Mark an idiot? Yes.
We don't ponder that one, baby. We know the answer.
That's a fair point, yeah, that's a fair point. We accuse. Right. You didn't watch this movie, did you, Bet?
I didn't.
Are you going to go and shake some veg?
I am going to go shake some veg.
Yeah.
It's not a euphemism.
Have you ever wondered what so-called family films will scar your kids forever?
Putting 4 and 5-year-olds in front of this movie, it's like, if they didn't know what death was before this, they're going to know it after it.
They're going to know it after it, and they're going to be freaking terrified.
And they're going to be questioning you.
Yeah.
Or do you have the slight suspicion that your loved one has a cold, dead heart?
Yeah, the Dark Knight has got like all the orphans, and like, oh no, we're going to die. They did not build up those orphans at all. In my head, it's like, kill them.
Then look no further. The His Film Her Movie podcast is the show for you. It's the movie podcast that celebrates the contrasting cinematic tastes of its hosts. So join Jordan and Lauren every week on their unique journey through the land of the silver screen. So if you're looking for a few laughs, some fun film related chat, then get involved. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
CS3P Combat! Player 1, choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Stronger. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Hunter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs Punter podcast, featuring 2 film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot. I mean, the main characters are 2 of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2. Fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just in That's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
Hustle is the latest Netflix Adam Sandler movie. Hey, do you remember when Adam Sandler said he was going to do more Netflix movies, and then some of them have been this and Uncut Gems and things like that? It's bizarre, isn't it?
I thought it was fucking so weird when the Happy Madison logo came up at the start of this film.
Yep. So sorry, the film. Sorry, Becky was just showing me because I put the other one on too hot, I think. My bad. Yeah, so directed by Jeremiah Zaga and stars Adam Sandler, Queen Latifah,
Oh yeah.
basketball player Juancho Hernana Gomez. I'm sticking to that. It's wrong, but I'm sticking
Let's
to
do
it. A load of the basketball players, Robert Duvall and Ben Foster as Robert Duvall's son, by basically going, he doesn't look like Robert Duvall's son. Wait a minute, I've got an idea. What? Now he does. Yep, he does. Brilliant.
Yep.
Just shave his head. And you know what?
And was that Kristen Schaal as his sister? Who was that?
As his sister. Good point, yeah.
As Ben Foster's sister?
It was... I don't know. Oh no, it's Heidi Gardner.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the story is, Adam Sandler plays Stanley Sugarman, who is a scout for the Philadelphia 76ers. Quite
Sorry.
well respected within the community, the NBA community, and he's kind of working up. He wants to be a coach. He eventually gets made a coach, and what would you have it? Just after he gets made a coach by Robert Duvall, Robert Duvall dies, and his shit-heel son, Ben Foster, who Adam Sandler doesn't get along with, basically tells him he's too indispensable as a scout, so he has to get back on the road. He gets back on the road, and he finds a diamond in the rough in Madrid. We'll get more into it as we go along. But, Ian, first of all, before, we don't really do questions, but I need to ask this little question beforehand. Are you in any way like a basketball fan or anything like that?
I know of basketball, and I've watched half of The Last Dance, and I used to play NBA Jam.
Very good. I was very into basketball in the mid-90s, and would be able to tell you about 3 players now, and 2 of them would probably be wrong and retired. And the other one would be LeBron James, who was one of the producers of this movie. Ian, Hustle, what did you think?
Right, so Adam Sandler is a guy who has made, I think, has driven a lot of subscriptions to Netflix.
Yeah.
But does seem to be turning his attention to people like me, and I can do more serious shit, but not necessarily give me an Oscar shit, and find fulfillment there as well. And with Hustle, I think he's made one of his best in that regard. So I was WhatsApping Mark through watching this film last night, just in terms of, holy fucking shit, is this actually gonna stick the landing in the way it's like? If the second half is anything like the first half, this is going to be fucking amazing. holy shit, is this going to stick the landing? Those kinds of things, and I thought it did. It's got a lot of the sports movie stuff going on, but considering I'm fairly ambivalent towards sports as a whole, I do like me a sports movie. And this really, really, really got me in a pretty big deal way. As we often do with Bastards, I say, particularly in the first half of the year, if this film is in my top 10 at the end of the year, then it's been it's not in my top 10 at the end of the year, it's been a hell of a year. I'm starting to feel like my top 10 at the end of the year is going to be the best top 10 that we've had in Bastards history, and it being like it going into our 10-year anniversary, it kind of feels like apropos. I thought this was a fantastically acted, fantastically directed bit of sports drama that went in avenues that I wasn't expecting, and also low-key had maybe the single best 10 seconds or so before the credits start in terms of how it sums up the lead character.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark?
I was a little bit, because there was a lot of sort of fuss made around this movie, sort of like before it came out, and then the fact that there'd been so little about it since had me a little bit worried. But then, like 20 minutes into it, I was very much like, all right, I'm really fucking digging the vibe of this movie. It's ticking along at a really nice pace. It very much sets itself out as it is a sports drama, but Sandler is being fun in it and funny in it. The constant quips about his weight throughout the movie are brilliant, and you can see with the character, he's not you can see with the character why he's well respected for his job and bits like that, and he's not like, there's not an element of they feel sorry for him, or he's, there's an element of tokenism to him or anything like that. He's legitimately good at his job, and people respect him for that, and they know that he's quite a nice guy. And that carries across. His relationship with Queen Latifah, who plays his wife in it, is brilliant. She's fantastic in it. There's a point about halfway through it where they have a little back and forth with each other. It's not even like a big scene. It's just it's her chewing him out about something. And she walks off, and I thought, and I was thinking of, holy shit, Queen Latifah's great in anything she's in.
Yep.
Why isn't she? Why don't we see more of her? Because she's genuinely great in things.
And it's the fact that it's what would normally be a bit of a nothing role, the supportive / ball breaking wife.
Yeah.
And she just brings personality to it.
Yeah. Which helps bring more personality to Sandler's character.
Yeah, for sure.
It adds a more kind of roundness to his character, who's great, and you've got him teaching Bo and constantly trying to make the nickname stand, but you don't. He doesn't see this kid as, he's not trying to exploit him at all.
Nope.
Or anything like that. There's no cynicism to this movie, and I really like that about it. It isn't. He doesn't see him as his way to get back to where he wants to be. He just sees it as, holy fuck, I found something. The fucking the scene on the bus where he's using the translate thing.
Oh god, it's great.
And it's just like, to a guy like me, you're amazing, and you're a dream come true. He's like, wait a minute, and he turns around. That guy's like, wait, did that sound wrong? That sounded wrong, didn't it? It's just,
But
he's great.
that's the thing, and it's like it's not necessarily him making jokes. It's just he's funny.
Yeah.
The character is funny.
There's a moment where he says about something, Bo says something about somebody growing old and fat. He's like, why'd you look at me when you said that?
Yeah. That is a good running theme.
But it's the actions. The thing is, as well, what I thought that they did really well, because I've watched a lot of basketball movies over the years, because there's been a lot of them. What this did really well, that I don't think a lot of them have done, because of the angles that they show you it from, is it made you appreciate how fucking far that 3-point line is away from the basket.
Yeah.
You know, you see sort of 3-pointers been shown a lot of the time in movies, or even when you're watching basketball, and because of the angle and the distance that they're showing you it at to give you the full court experience, it doesn't look like it's that far. But if you actually ever stand at a 3-point line, it's a long way, and it's just the idea of, as well, him when he takes him first time to the bottom of that hill, and it's like you've got to run up and down that, because basketball isn't just it then solidifies to you as somebody who's watching it going, yeah, basketball isn't just about being able to make these shots. These guys have got to essentially shuttle sprint fucking for a long time. It's an exhausting sport that is there. Yes, it's stop start, but it's because there's not a lot of running. There's a lot of sprinting over a distance.
Yeah.
And it's training that. It's why most basketball players wouldn't be able to run fucking 400 metres, but most 400 metre runners wouldn't be able to run 50 metres like fucking 8 times at full pelt. It's the different training that exists there.
I don't know. It just like the dynamic between the two works so well, and it's. I remember years ago, I think on 35mm Heroes, talking about Drag Me to Hell, and how that film, like the way the horror, the scares work in that is like the discombobulating rhythm in which they happen. And I almost kind of had that with Hustle, in the way that things just didn't quite happen at the flow that I kind of expected them to. So like when Adam Sandler's chewing out Ben Foster, it kind of felt like either that was going to happen earlier in the film, in the first 20 minutes he was going to quit, or right at the end he was going to quit and be his own man. But no, it happens probably coming up on halfway through.
Yep.
And then Ben Foster, it's like you're seeing him through the film, like watching and being passive aggressive about like the quality of Bo Cruz. But the only real action that he actually takes is the whole Stanley Sugarman sent, like, it brought him over, we didn't have anything to do with it, blah blah blah, and then he's actually not really a threat at all in the film. And then the Kristen Schaal looking woman, who's an SNL cast member, by the way, which I think is why I got them confused, but they. Like, then she's there, and it's suddenly, no, my brother fucked up, I'm managing shit now. You know, and it's just like, these things kind of happen in a discombobulating way, and like when Bo kind of like, the second time he gets psyched out by Kermit, but then it's like, well, what's going to happen now then? And then there's another tryout. I wasn't expecting that. It was like, when it was like, right, he's off, I was like, what the fuck's happening? And it actually got me. Like, the rhythms of this film surprised me and kind of, like, just kept me engaged in the, like, yes, it's a sports film, and overall, the arc of it plays out kind of how a sports film does, but what happens in it was mixed up enough that it did keep me on my toes.
Yeah.
But then the ending. So I mentioned this, but I've read a few reviews of this film and I've just not really seen this mentioned, so I want to call it out. But the way that Sandler like gives him a hug and it's like, you know, don't tell anyone, but I'm going to be rooting for you tonight. And then when he's giving the team talk and then he pulls the player up and he's like, this is what he's going to do. You know, and it's like, he respects him, he loves him, but for this time, he is against him. And I'm going to tell my player the best way to combat him. Because he's a fucking professional.
Yeah.
And the film doesn't comment on that, and it ends. That is a fucking masterstroke. And it gives so much integrity. I mean, already Sandler had integrity up to the eyeballs, but so much integrity there.
That's
Yeah.
The temptation must have been there from a screenwriting point of view, and I feel that it's very much a choice to go, no, he cannot end up at the 76ers. And we can't have that shot of him sinking a fucking basket and turning around and looking at Sandler and Sandler looking like the proud father.
Or I mean, even like cutting to having a freeze frame when they hug.
Yeah,
you could have done that. It doesn't do that. It's Stanley loves his team. He loves that guy, but while he's against him, while they're on the court, he is going to do right by his team. And I just thought that was such a lovely way to end this film.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It barrels along as well for a movie that is nearly 2 hours long. It gets a lot of its stuff done, and it is really entertaining along the way as well. There's a great bit in it where I think it's after the first time that Bo loses to Kermit essentially, and he's trying to pick him up off the ground. He's basically saying to him, you know, do you love this game? And he's like, yeah, and I do. He's like, right, no, but you're obsessed with it because you have to be. And it's almost like they're painting Kermit as the bad guy in it, but it's not. He's not the bad guy at all. He's not like his nemesis or anything like that. He's just a guy. He even says, you know, he's the number 2 draft pick. The reason why he's doing all this shit is because he doesn't want to be the number 2. He wants to be the number fucking 1. He's doing this. Yeah. He's doing all this shit because he feels like he wants to be the fucking king, and that's fine. You know, he isn't getting in Bo's head because he's a dickhead. He's probably a nice guy. He's doing it because it's the way that he gets the advantage. And another fucking great, really nice bit is the bit where he turns around to him and says, "Oh, your mother's actually, she's not a whore." Oh, he's like, "Oh, you know, thanks." Like, no, she gives that shit away for free. And then they have the chase around the watch.
She gives that fat ass away for free.
Yeah. And it's great. It's a way for the character to kind of say, look, I wasn't disrespecting your mother. Your mother's fucking great. I met her. She's lovely. But also still have a bit of a fucking joke with him. And even the daughter turning up, because you know it's going to happen. At that point, you know that he's arranged with the daughter. As soon as Queen Latifah says it's not having the kid there, that's what's getting him down. You know it's going to happen, but it doesn't feel cynical. It feels like something that you go, do you know what? Yeah, Stanley seems like the kind of guy who would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolutely cracking movie.
The thing is, it's like in most years I'd be like, it's my favourite film of the year so far. as it stands, it's my number 5, but that's just a testament to the strength of the year.
Yeah. I will probably end up watching this again before the end of the year. Just because I'm going to get Becky to watch it because I think she might actually quite like it. And B, just because, it'll be in my top 10 and I need to solidify where, but it's great. Oh, and as well, I know we say this sometimes, but I would love to have seen this in a cinema.
Yeah, like the showcase here was showing it, but it was one showing a day. It was 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's just that I can't do that. It's just I can't do that. If there was a showing at like 8 o'clock or something like that, I would have gone last week. But yeah, it is what it is. But my word, definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit. Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 71%. Touching Cloth 29%, so that makes shit and Geostorm 0%ers. So what else have we been watching, guys?
I need to pee.
What have you been watching, Becky?
That's not a film. I need to pee.
I'll be back. I haven't watched anything on my own.
Okay. We'll briefly wait till Ian gets back.
Okie dokie.
How are our veg doing? Let's fill by discussing what's happened with our veg, so that Ian doesn't have to edit.
They're all right now.
So how near to disastrous was it?
I had to get rid of a bit of it
How
on the
much?
edges. I've replaced it though.
Replaced it. Cool.
Yeah.
What did I put it at?
240 fucking degrees
Did
to
I?
roast vegetables. What is wrong with you?
I thought I put it at 200.
No, even that would be too hot.
Would it?
Yeah.
I did.
For that long, yeah.
How long am I doing at 200?
Hey?
How long am I doing at 200?
At 200, you're looking at... It's difficult because there's a mix of stuff in there. But yeah, for about half an hour. It's been longer than half an hour since you put them in.
Well, no, I know that now. I just put them in way too early, didn't I?
You put them in at 240 degrees.
Yeah, well, they're roasted veg. They're really fucking roasted veg now.
Well, they're not now because I fixed it.
They're motherfucking roasted veg.
Okay.
Do you want to tell the audience what we're having?
You can. It's your baby.
It's not my baby now, is it? I fucked it.
Well, I just replaced some veg that I took out.
Now, baby.
Gross, dude.
We're like belly pork out, like a marinated belly pork.
Slow roasted
belly pork with Mediterranean veg and brown rice.
Yes.
Because we're trying to be healthy now.
Almost brown veg and brown rice.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
They were all brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be very nice.
Meat looks good.
Thank you, Madam Future Percent on the podcast.
Wow.
What have you read this week, Becky?
I've read some more of The Illustrated Man, but honestly, I'm currently watching Stranger Things 4 and hating myself and wishing I was reading every moment that I'm watching it, which is not what I think it was going for.
How is Stranger Things 4 going? Have you been running up that hill with it?
Do you know what? The non-11 bits are really good. The 11 bits are just boring.
It's actually got like Millie Bobby Brown.
Nah, they're just boring. It's just very kind of... It's her exploring her past and how she, initially unleashed her powers and stuff like that. And it's just... We've seen this. We know this kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just a bit boring.
So you're just not vibing with it?
No.
So you're not looking forward to the 2.5 hour fucking final episode?
It depends where it ends, to be fair.
So is this the last series of it?
It is, but it's split into 2 bits. So the last 4 episodes, I think it is, come out in July.
So it's got like a little mini break.
Isn't there I thought there was another season coming after this, second part though.
I don't think so. Not that I've heard, maybe.
So are you back in the room, Ian?
Yeah, hi.
So Becky hasn't watched anything solo, but I've watched 2 movies solo.
Are they cinematic masterpieces?
Well, I said recently that I needed to start watching some better movies.
More highbrow.
More highbrow.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah.
I started by watching 2014's Neighbours, or Bad Neighbours, as it was called in this country.
Yeah.
Yes.
So highbrow.
With Seth Rogen, Zac Efron, Rose Byrne, and Dave Franco, and other people in it. What I will say is, Bad Neighbours, Bob Neighbours, it's still quite funny. It holds up, but it's amusing rewatching it and going, actually, yeah, Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne are actually the bad guys in it. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Like the Zac Efron character of Teddy, he literally says to them, look, if we're ever making too much noise, come round and speak to me about it. Don't call the police, speak to me about it and I'll sort it out. And the first time they do, he does turn it down. He does turn it down. And the music does get turned down. It's just, they're still having a party. It's, yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed rewatching Neighbours. And then I rewatched Neighbours 2, Sorority Rising. And I also quite enjoyed this. It gets across, I think, the general weird immaturity of the fact that you've got these young kids. I mean, part of it might have been because we've got a daughter who is essentially about to go to university.
Terrifying.
And the so like the Chloe Grace Moretz character and the little sorority thing that she has, essentially is supposed to be 18, their first time away from home, and we're going to have a child who within the next few months is going to have the UK version of that, isn't she?
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird seeing that and going, yeah, there's the element of, yes, they are to a level capable of almost being adults, but also as well, they're still fucking children.
Yeah.
There's that. But the brilliance of Zac Efron's performance as Teddy. So the moment where they point out about the fact that, you know, when he's saying to the girls when he runs runs to the house, and he says, you know, we used to have some great parties here. It's like, yeah, but you know, there were frat parties. But yeah, but like loads of sorority girls came. We had, and he starts listing them, and then looking at him because every single one is like Boats and Hose party and Blah and Hose, and his reaction when they point out, yeah, but they're all hoe parties. It's like, no, it's not. Like, oh wait a minute. And he's like, oh my god, this is horrible. And it's the realisation that happened that he just didn't realise it at the time.
Yeah.
And then didn't. And then there's a quote that we have quite often in this house, isn't there? Of the bag of dicks.
Yeah. That's what this comes from.
Yeah. So there's a moment in the film where the girls are throwing things at the house, and essentially it is used tampons.
Grim.
And Zac Efron's character's like, wait. Where did you get all that fake blood from? Like, it's not fake blood, it's from our, and I'm quoting the film, it's from our vaginas. And Zac Efron's character's like, that's disgusting. And their response to it is, well, if it was like a bag of dicks, you wouldn't have a problem with it. And then his response of, oh, wait a minute, yeah, if it's a bag of dicks, yeah, that's quite funny. And for some reason, that quote gets put around our house a lot, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Big old bag of dicks.
Big old bag of dicks.
Yeah. You are a dick bag, a big old bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which usually then involves one of us turning around and going, bag of dicks,
Yeah.
and walking off. But yeah, it's...
Cat's a dick bag.
Yeah.
Big old bag of dicks.
But then, like, the whole... Also as well, the character, Rose Byrne and Seth Rogen's character, is more fleshed out. There's a whole running joke about the fact that their daughter is playing with her vibrator. So then they start dressing it up to make it seem like it's not a vibrator. And then there's a moment later on where they're talking about how they're terrible parents and who's the worst parent. And like Seth Rogen's talking about, like, I went out to the store and did like a whole round of shopping and forgot she was here. Because I forgot she existed for a brief amount of time. And then there's I dropped her on her head when she was a baby, and Seth was like, I did that too.
Wow.
and it's kind of like almost relatable.
I never dropped Isabel on her head.
I did.
I did break her forehead open with a car door though.
You did that, yeah.
Yeah. Got a permanent scar.
I went home once and left her in a shop.
Oh, that's really bad.
I got
How old
home,
was she?
sat down and went, oh shit!
How old was she?
Like about 6 months.
Mark
In the
Foster.
pram.
You never told me that.
Yeah.
I want to let you take her out again.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just hand up. I've never claimed to be that great a parent.
Mhm.
Got to 18 now.
Yeah. Nearly.
Nearly, like a week to go.
Touch wood.
Touch fucking wood. And our one together. What did we watch, Becky?
What did we watch?
Seriously?
Hang on.
Are you having to check this?
Oh my god. Yeah. So.
There we fucking go.
Sorry, I was trying to think what we'd watched at home and it's nothing. But we did go to the cinema to see Blade Runner, didn't we?
We did. We went to Parkway, didn't we?
We did.
What a charming
yeah.
little cinema that is.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. It has staff who smile, and this isn't against anything that I've always. Any Cineworld since staff have always been great. The View staff in York are terrible, but View staff in other places have been good. But yeah, they are very chatty, aren't they?
Yeah, and it feels like a
really
proper
happy.
cinema. They're like dressed smart, and there's like a cinema bar, and so the screen that we went into for Blade Runner,
Yeah.
screen 6,
Yeah.
is their theatre screen.
Mhm.
So it had like the stage in front of the screen, like covered in red carpet, and it had red curtains, and
Yeah.
like it was just. Honestly, it sounds really fucking cheesy, but it's the only word that can describe it. It was a magical experience for me going to see my favourite film on that type of screen.
In 7.1.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
In
That
7.1
fucking
and
rules.
a 4K
Really does.
presentation of it as well.
Yeah.
And that 7.1 fucking speaker system is fucking great.
Well, I said to you, didn't I? Like when he's sat in the car and he's talking to his like police chief man.
Yeah.
I'd never been able to make out that he says that Roy had also killed JF.
Yeah.
I'd never twigged it, and like it never really registered with me that it's Rachel that kills Leo.
Yeah.
Like just little bits, like the whole chase sequence at the end in JF's house. Just it hit different. It didn't feel as like claustrophobic and chaotic and not followable. You could kind of track the action better. Honestly, amazing experience. It really was.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, it is great to watch on the big screen. I've now seen all the different cuts on the big screen.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm fully ready to cancel my Cineworld subscription and go Parkway. I've just got to persuade you, aren't I?
Yeah, you do. But yeah, Parkway cinema is great.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, very nice cinema experience. And like, I think I mentioned this to Ian when we were chatting about watch that. Was gobsmacked at how many people were there.
Yeah, it was really busy actually, wasn't it?
There was 70 plus people there, I'd say.
And it's not a massive seating space really, is it? So it did feel kind of busy.
Yeah.
Like a massive screen,
And
loads of seats with 70 people in,
Yeah.
could still feel quite empty.
And an age range of like late teens up to like there was a couple in there who looked like they were in the like late 60s.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking that's ace.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Ian, what have you been watching?
I've only got the one apart from the Jurassic World films. Rewatched The Batman.
Because you were lukewarm on it, weren't you?
Yeah,
So are you
and I'm still
lukewarm
pretty.
or are you Luke cold now?
I'm still pretty fucking lukewarm. I had to watch it in 3 sittings. That film is aggressively long. It just it doesn't need to be that like straight up. I get building atmosphere, but when Batman is walking around looking at clues in that first section where like the mayor's killed, I swear to God, it's like 10 minutes of him just looking at something. Jeffrey Wright going, "Come on, man, you can't look at that." Him looking at something else. A cop going, "Hey, why is he here? He can't be here. He's the Batman." Jeffrey Wright going, "It's alright, brother. He's one of mine." For 10 minutes. It's like, no. Pattinson's very, very good. Colin Farrell's very, very good. Zoe Kravitz is very, very good. And they'd be even better in a film that was at least fucking 2.5 hours long, not 2 hours 57.
Yeah, it is literally like 3 hours, isn't it?
Mhm. And straight up, Paul Dano. Nah. It like that scene in Arkham Asylum is really fucking bad from him. And I don't think it's his fault. I think obviously he's been directed that way. But the kind of like the incel placing his faith in Batman and then having that destroyed when Batman's like, "Nah, you're a wrong 'un." It just no, and the ending as well. I think the idea of people who've been following the Riddler on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, taking things into their own hands is interesting, but the way it's staged, where it's like, right, they're in the rafters of this mayoral like celebration, and they're just up there, and it literally plays out like a bit in Arkham Asylum. It's borderline boring at times, this film. And it also makes a massive mistake in the Penguin basically barely being on screen after the first hour 40. Colin Farrell is so good in this, and Paul Dano is so wet. And not ABD wet, just wet. That, yeah, I am very, very lukewarm on it. I'm not going to say it's shit. I think it's well made, and I think most of the performances are fucking great. But I mean, well, when I say well made, like, it looks great. And, production value up the wazoo. But this film did not need to be 2 hours 57 minutes long, and that just feels like the studio going, let's just let Matt Reeves do his thing. And hey, it made like $750 million worldwide, so good for it. Yeah, it did. I mean, it did well.
I knew it did well,
especially considering I'm pretty sure, was it R-rated or was it PG-13 or 15 over here?
R-rated.
Yeah, so given that, I mean, fair play, but man, do they need to go in a bit of a different direction with the next one. Yeah. And seriously, Paul Dano is bad in this.
I am looking forward to a rewatch of it. I haven't rewatched it yet. Partially because
I would be surprised.
3 hours long.
I would be surprised if I ever rewatch it again at this point. God, there's a great 2 hour film in this. There's a terrific 2 hour film in this. But yeah, give me The Dark Knight Rises for long Batman movies any fucking day of the week.
See,
there you go. That's all I got for this week.
I really like Dark Knight Rises as well. So.
Hell yeah.
I think it gets a little bit overly maligned for not being The Dark Knight.
Yep.
Okay, the question I put out for our audience this week was, a question for you today, guys, is favourite 90s blockbuster. So Ethan and Bar said being like 5 when it came out, Godzilla, strong shout. I still haven't rewatched that since the 90s. Rick Kidd, a lot of my favourite 90s films, Grosse Pointe Blank, Usual Suspects, LA Confidential, Brothers Crossing, aren't really technically blockbusters, but the ones that include Jurassic Park, Speed, Terminator 2, The Rock, Face Off. Christopher Burns says Terminator 2 would be probably the biggie. There was also a point in the mid-90s where I watched a VHS of Speed on a loop. And yeah, a lot of us did that. But actually, I watched it on a loop on Laserdisc. They did it on Laserdisc.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah. What are your guys' 90s blockbusters?
I mean, Jurassic Park really stands out for me. I think I've said on a previous show.
Yep.
I think it was that Jurassic Park was the movie that really kind of got me into films, I suppose, and cinema as an experience. That was a real experience seeing that. Scream has got to be up there. Such an influential film.
I think you can count that as like a blockbuster. It's like a horror blockbuster, wasn't it? It was like I think you can count it as a blockbuster. I think you're right with that.
Yeah.
And
The Mummy. The Mummy counts.
Yeah. I think like what are yours, Ian?
Jurassic Park, 100%. Independence Day and Speed is like my 2 and 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Speed's probably outlet blockbuster for 90s. I think Speed's probably my number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Followed then by Heat, because I do think that at the time was a blockbuster. And it was.
Okay.
It was a different time. It was when they could pitch blockbusters. They could pitch them as 15s. And then my third would probably be Saving Private Ryan.
I don't think that's a blockbuster.
It kind of was pitched as one though.
No, but there has to be a certain.
It's pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, but. Okay.
Alright, I can't have that with Total Recall.
Okay.
Alright.
That must just sneak in, does it?
Yeah, it does now. And then let's see what questions we had sent to us. I think we had a couple at least. Yes, we do. Dylan Black Lanterns. Yes, I know it's a TV show, but has anyone been watching The Offer, the show about the making of The Godfather? It's a brilliant series. Which film would you like to see a dramatised behind-the-scenes style making of show?
Walter Hill's Supernova.
Ooh, that's a good one. I would like a really, and also, by the way, I've not been watching The Offer, but I do want to watch it. I just don't know how at the moment.
I think it'd be really interesting to see like a dramatised thing based on memoirs from Robert De Niro, done as like a dashcam style filming of when he was researching for Taxi Driver.
Oh God. Yeah.
Nice.
So like even like the fact that he went and did a shift on the night of he won the Oscar.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to incorporate all of that.
Yeah. Mine would be, I would like a really so I'd like a series done on the making of Heaven's Gate, right?
God.
But I want it to be partly based around the actual making of Heaven's Gate, but more the United Artists accountancy team just trying to go, this is going to bankrupt us. And that element of it. Just getting really into like the fucking serious accounting minutiae of what that was doing at the time of essentially Cimino just bankrupting a studio by just being mad.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that would be interesting to about 8 people, but 2 of them are on this podcast. Rick Kidd asks us, James Hong got his star on a Hollywood Boulevard recently. Bar the obvious, Blade Runner, Big Trouble. What are your favourite of his films? Ooh, that's some good one.
Wayne's World 2, baby.
Fucking, that's you fucking motherfucker. That's a fucking great shout. Right, I'm gonna have to fucking just quickly have a look at his. What is it? Because there's gonna be like a really standout one.
I think he's really good in Everything Everywhere. No, it's a recent one.
He was good in that, actually, to be fair. Yeah.
Fair shout.
Yeah, that is a good shout, that, actually. Let's have a look. Jesus Christ, his first film was like in the 50s.
Wow.
I forgot he was in Chinatown. Airplane. Tango and Cash is very good in. Fuck, Wayne's World 2 is a great shout. Shit, he's in all the Bloodsport sequels. That's mental.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going for fucking Wayne's World 2. I can't have that, but Tank Girl.
Fair.
He's a lot of fun in Tank. Tank Girl is a batshit movie that doesn't get talked about enough.
I like Tank Girl, actually.
Yeah, Tank Girl feels like it feels like at some point it is going to come out on like an Arrow 4K for no reason.
Is it on anything? No, it's not.
No, it's not. So yeah, that was our questions. Ian, what are we covering next week?
So I believe we're going to the preview screenings of the Black Phone this weekend. So we'll actually have a slightly, we'll have a actually like. I say slightly in advance. It'll be slightly in advance when we record it, and actually a bit more on time than most of our reviews when it actually releases for the Black Phone. At least Mark and I are going to be covering Lightyear.
Yep.
And I don't know about you guys, but a bit of the old Dakota Johnson in Cha Cha Real Smooth, I could go for that on Apple TV.
Yeah, we'll be watching that one next.
Yeah. Looks good.
So,
it's got Dakota Johnson in it.
Triple banger.
Yes.
Movies, baby. Movies are back.
Yeah.
So fucking excited for Black Phone.
You're very excited for Black Phone, aren't you, Becky?
Yeah.
I am weirdly excited.
Oh, yeah.
Ian actually gave us an out for Lightyear. And then I went, I'm actually quite looking forward to it. Because I'm actually quite looking forward to Lightyear.
This is fantastic timing.
Right. Thank you very much for everything, Becky.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you very much, Becky.
Oh, thanks, Ian.
And thank you very much, listeners. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.